Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. I hope you all are having an absolutely wonderful day today with your significant other, or if you're single, you're at home waiting for your next MysticUmbreon video to pop up. Well, here's your Valentine's Day present. I hope you all enjoy. Today, I'm going to be counting down the top 10 most lovable Pokemon. Pokemon that everyone can love and all appreciate. I hope you guys enjoyed these Pokemon in this list, so that being said, let's hop right in. Starting off our list today, we have all of the mini cat-like Pokemon. Now personally, I am more of a cat person than a dog person, and Pokemon has made some exceptionally lovable cats. We're talking about Pokemon like Litten and Torracat, Meowth and Persian, Skitty and Delcatty, Litleo, and Pyroar. All of these adorable cats, I just love them so much. I mean, just look at the channel. Our mascot is even cat-based somewhat. Most of, if not all of the evolutions, have a feline origin, which just makes me love them even more. Now on the competitive side of things, Incineroar is great in Gen 7 VGC with Intimidate, Alolan Persian with Fur Coat and Parting Shot is incredible, Umbreon being the great amazing tank that it is. Cats are freaking awesome. Cute and adorable, but mostly oh so lovable. Let's go back. Way back to 1996. Over in Japan, a company under Nintendo called Game Freak decided to make a game that would take the world by storm. And that happened thanks to a certain yellow electric mouse Pokemon. And since Pikachu was first revealed to us, it's become a face of both being cute and cool as an appeal to both young boys and girls. With every new generation of Pokemon since Gen 2, we've had Pikachu clones. You all know them, and we all love them. Well, most of them anyways. Pikachu, Meryl, or Pichu depending on how you view it, Plusle and Minun, Pachirisu, the Sage and Park VGC god, Emolga, Dedenne, Togedemaru, and Mimikyu, and of course, Morpeko. All these cute little rodents have made their way into the hearts of countless trainers. Some are annoyed by them, but you can't deny how adorable they are. Even Mimikyu, who just wanted to be loved, and it certainly is now. On the competitive side, a lot of the recent Pikachu clones are relatively good. Mimikyu is incredible with its ability to disguise, and the strong ghost and fairy type stab. Pikachu itself can carry the light ball to at least pack a punch with Volt Tackle. Pachirisu, like I mentioned before, was the 2014 World Champion Pokemon used by the phenomenal Sage and Park with the handy follow me strategy, which put in the work. Pikachu clones are just adorable, lovable critters, and I can't wait to see what more we're going to see in the future. Some people might just be annoyed by them in real life. They might sometimes be quite the hassle to work with. But babies are lovable. In truth, a baby is the closest thing to unconditional love you'll ever get. And in Pokemon, you save yourself from the tasks you have to do while still being able to enjoy the adorable perspective of it. The baby Pokemon were first introduced in the second generation games with Pichu, Igglybuff, Magby, Elekid, Smoochum, and Togepi. But these small little babies are so adorable and worth protecting. In this special Pikachu's Vacation, some of the Pokemon were doing the best they could to make sure Togepi wouldn't cry. Just shows that Pokemon are great babysitters, doesn't it? But I digress. The baby Pokemon are adorable. They might not do much in terms of competitive. I'm not really familiar with Little Cup, but you guys can inform me a bit more about that in the comments below. Some of them might just pack a bit more of a punch than I expect. From babies to more mature. Fans around the world have found themselves loving this Pokemon since it was first handed to us back in 2006. Found first in Eterna Forest, we have Baneri and later evolved by Happiness into Lopunny. This bunny Pokemon has quickly after its release been loved by many for various different reasons, and Game Freak heard you all loud and clear, because in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, this bunny decided to put on some leggings and adapting the fighting typing so you can get the bunny girl senpai you've always wanted. Lopunny was a phenomenal threat in the OU tier in Gen 7, with access to Scrappy, which makes it able to hit ghost type Pokemon with its stab attacks, despite ghosts normally being immune to normal and fighting type attacks. This bunny would high gem kick and return its way in the trainers' hearts for 2 generations before Game Freak decided to not let Lopunny back into Galar. But who knows? Lopunny might come to Galar through home, but until then, Lopunny can stick around in the game where it was top tier. From one waifu Pokemon to another, next up on our list is the embraced Pokemon, Gardevoir. Now personally, I would be careful when being embraced by this Pokemon due to the chest spike, but that doesn't stop some artists. You know who you are out there. Gardevoir has been a Pokemon loved by many since we first saw it back in Generation 3. You as the player helped Wally find his Ralts in Route 102. I'm sure most of you spent a whole lot of time in that very same grass patch only to be frustrated by the countless Zigzagoon and Wurmple you'd find instead. You followed Wally's journey as he finally confronts you inside of Victory Road, and there he is with his Gardevoir. I remember for me, I was personally thinking at the time, I really want that Pokemon too. I traveled back to 102 and the very same grass patch Wally found his Ralts in, and I spent like 2 hours just looking around. That darned 4% encounter rate was brutal, but it finally showed up and I was super excited to find it. I managed to catch it and train it up to the Gardevoir I wanted to use. Then seeing Mega Gardevoir in X and Y as a champion ace no less was awesome. That beautiful wedding dress aesthetic, which when shiny looks like a funeral dress, is just great. Fun fact too, shiny Mega Gardevoir is also my favorite shiny Pokemon. I love the mixture of the black and blue in the shiny Mega version, but the green and white looks incredible too. Gardevoir is just such an incredible Pokemon. Heading into the Pokedex for a quick moment, we see just how caring Gardevoir truly is. From Pokemon Sapphire, Gardevoir has the psychokinetic power to distort the dimensions and create a small black hole. This Pokemon will try to protect its trainer even at the risk of its own life. And from Heart Gold and Soul Silver it reads, it unleashes psychokinetic energy at full power when protecting a trainer it is bonded closely with. These characteristic traits are also shown in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red and Blue Rescue Team games, and that's why I find this Pokemon so lovable. It would sacrifice its own life for a trainer it is bonded with. Incredible stuff. Just at the halfway point, we have the Melody Pokemon number 648, Meloetta. This Pokemon is first of all so adorable, both in its pirouette form and aria forms. It is said that this Pokemon can control the feelings of those who hear it sing. This Pokemon can even make the saddest of Pokemon and people into a bundle of joy by singing a humble song. This Pokemon is very compassionate and caring for its trainer, and the Pokemon around it. Meloetta is also a bit of a monster on the battlefield and can be quite tricky. With its option to swap forms mid-battle using its signature move Relic Song, which then turns the specifically oriented aria form into the physically performing pirouette form, which is a funny take on this Pokemon's name, which comes from melody and pirouette, the singer being special and the dancer being physical. My first time ever owning a Meloetta was during the time when Pokemon handed out one mythical Pokemon every month through Mystery Gift. Seeing this Pokemon in my game and getting to use it was a ton of fun, and I hope you guys get the chance to use it too. I beg of thee, bring me victory in this fight. I beseech thee, grace our humble game. But first, I shall call out thy name, Victini! Coming in at number 4 is the victory Pokemon Victini. First off, just look at this little guy. It's adorable. On top of that, if you guys have seen the movie featuring Victini of Zekrom and Reshiram, Victini was super happy around Ash and played around with Ash and his friends. They traveled to the giant sword tower because a barrier trapped Victini. Then, as Ash is about to freeze to death in the coldness of space, Victini sacrifices itself to save him. It's a very emotional scene and solidifies to me just how lovable and incredible Victini is. If we take a quick look at the Pokedex, we can see that in Pokemon White it reads, it creates an unlimited supply of energy inside its body, which it shares with those who touch it. Victini has unlimited amounts of energy and shares it with anyone. Sharing is caring, you know. And if we take a quick look at competitive Pokemon, Victini has access to some of the most overpowered moves in the game, with Blue Flare, Bullet Strike, V-Create, and a base 100 stat line across the board. This makes this Fire Psychic Pokemon a terrible monster to face off against. It is incredibly versatile and packs a massive punch, just solidifying that victory aspect of it again. Top 3, and how could I make a lovable Pokemon list without featuring Mew? This adorable little prankster only wanted to play with other Pokemon and have fun in the Mewtwo Strikes Back movie. I'm sure you all remember the infamous windmill scene, where Mew is just looking at the windmill before playing on it and then finishing it off with that adorable laugh. And how over the span of the entire movie, Mew was just playing around and having fun until Mewtwo hit it with the Shadow Ball. That hurt my heart personally when I saw that scene as a kid. If we look over to the Pokedex for a quick moment, we can also read that Mew will only appear before those of a pure heart, and with a strong desire to meet it. Mew will never appear before anyone who has any malicious intent with it. Mew only cares about those who truly care about Pokemon, and that to me is precious. On the competitive side, Mew also has access to almost every single move in the game. As long as it is by Move Tutor, TR, or TM, Mew can learn it, which makes it very versatile. Base 100 across the board for stats makes Mew an unpredictable force in the battlefield. Have fun and test it around. But ever since my impression of this Pokemon from the first movie, I've loved this little guy. Now, I just have to dedicate the second place spot to my favorite starter of all time, Chikorita. As you all know, my first Pokemon game was Pokemon Silver, and my first starter was Chikorita. Although a lot of people would rather pick Totodile or Cyndaquil, I just fell in love with the adorable little plant. I remember watching the anime, and Ash's Chikorita was just so adorable, and my heart couldn't take it. There's this one scene where Chikorita comes out of its Pokeball and wishes to sleep next to Ash, so it uses its vines to lift Pikachu up from the bed and onto the floor, then Chikorita climbs up and sleeps next to him. It's just so adorable. If we head to the Pokedex, we'll also see how lovable Chikorita is. In Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire it reads, "In battle, Chikorita waves its leaf around to keep the foe at bay. However, a sweet fragrance also wafts from the leaf, becoming the battle line Pokemon and creating a cozy, friendly atmosphere all around." This to me just screams so freaking cute. Chikorita doesn't want to fight. It only wishes to make friends and stay out of harm's way. It'll wave its leaf for safety while it's making its opponent comfortable. At the top of the list, we have all of the evolutions. And yes, this might be a little cheap and some of you might be a bit upset, but look at the channel. It's very evolution based and I just love all these guys so much. I know I briefly talked about them at number 10 because they're cat-like, but the evolutions always have held a special place in my heart. They've been a staple for where I am in my life right now and what I've been able to do. I use their names regularly by calling different family members different evolution names. I'm not even kidding. Whenever I'm in call with my friends, I call my mom Mama Glaceon. I just love the evolutions a lot. Everything from Eevee and Flareon to Sylveon and Umbreon, they're all so incredible, and like I stated in the beginning of the video, I'm more of a cat person than a dog person, which is a huge influence on why I love all these Pokemon so much. I could go in depth of multiple dex entries and competitive viability and whatnot, but the evolutions are just a bit more special to me. So instead, I felt like explaining my personal attachment to these adorable Pokemon was more in place. I'm super happy that Eevee finally got its own game in Let's Go Eevee, as Eevee has been overshadowed by the main mascot Pikachu for so long, but it's nice to see Game Freak acknowledge Eevee as their second mascot of sorts. Well, that wraps up these top 10 most lovable Pokemon. I love these Pokemon so much and hope you guys the same. What are the Pokemon you love the most though? Let me know down below and let me know what your plans are for Valentine's Day. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you want to support me further, consider following my Twitch where I stream a lot of Pokemon content and all kinds of other Nintendo content like Zelda, Fire Emblem, and much more. Also, I've been reviewing every episode of My Hero Academia Season 4 over on MysticSage, so head over there if you're into that too. I would love that a lot. Want to support me further in game called Perks? Check out my Patreon. Daniel Leone, Lady Crimson, Memory Martin, The Lazy Leo, Matthew Young, Awesome Lego, Jarrett Weiss Austin, Sodden Grider, Nigma97, and Kermit117 did, and I want to thank them personally for going above and beyond. It means the world to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm MysticUmbreon and I will see you in the future for more awesome Pokemon content.